Hello geNEOus community and welcome to our monthly episode of Ask geNEOus Anything. So let's start by talking about how do you know how to invest your marketing budget and how to properly track the results of your students enrolled. Do you know what's the main source from which you're receiving the majority of your leads? And what about the revenue? Do you know what's the ROI of your paid media efforts? And what about the portals? Do you actually have all the necessary tools to decide whether to renew a paid campaign or a portal listing or to increase or decrease your marketing budget per channel? During this episode, we will try to answer this question by sharing case studies of real projects where we provided our consultancy services. Every time we start a new project, we specify the reasoning why we want to have a marketing and recruitment visibility so we can make sure that efforts are maximized on both ends. This is what we call as marketing approach. Our aim is to actually break the communication silos between the marketing and admission departments and instead put on a comprehensive enrollment management hat. When we start mapping out the sources from which an institution receives its prospective students, we identify from the beginning that they're not categorizing them correctly. For instance, by considering social media as one category, not differentiating organic from paid actions. On top of that, we notice that the tracking of the initial source is often lost due to an inadequate use and implementation of UTMs, Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, and other tools that are fundamentals so you know what was the initial touch point of your potential students. All of this should be integrated within the CRM where the contacts history should appear. Many universities invest significant funds in educational portals just because their competitors are listed there. However, they are not aware on the effectiveness and the results they're getting from those portals because they don't have a proper tracking with their CRM, and therefore they're not able to recognize those leads that were initially generated by the portal. Are the admission teams leveraging the data that is collected from the forms used on those portals to drive the initial conversation with the leads and therefore convert faster? Are they observing any seasonality or any fluctuations in the conversions depending on the portal? Others invest a lot of budget in paid media campaigns without using personalized landing pages that are essential for tracking purposes. Additionally, they don't differentiate the budget allocation depending on the platform, often evenly dividing the paid media budget between Google Ads and Meta Ads, even though they can provide completely different results. Or they don't adapt their budget allocation depending on the campaign's objective, whether it's a brand promotion or a specific program initiative. The sources above mentioned are the most common ones we deal with when working with higher education institutions, language schools, or K-12 schools. Yet, when we ask what is the investment they dedicate to try innovative sources, the common response is zero. However, based on our experience, we recommend to always dedicate an average of 10% of your annual budget to experimenting and exploring new avenues. So we go back to our initial question, how can you determine how to invest your marketing budget if you don't have clear insights into the main sources of your student enrollment and revenue generation? The truth is that nowadays still many institutions make their decision based on intuition and subjective judgments. Through our consultancy services, we advocate for the importance of data and how data should be at the heart of any decision-making processes. We focus on integrating measurement and tracking tools, maximize ROI in order to meet student enrollment and revenue targets. I hope this episode has been informative, and if you have any other question, feel free to contact us and we'll be more than happy to provide you with more information. See you next month, and don't forget that you can ask geNEOus anything.